Hi, I'm Tricia Dunlap, Managing Partner of Dunlap Law, a small business law firm in Richmond, Virginia. Here today to talk with you about corporate governance. This is actually going to be a series of videos covering many topics under the umbrella of corporate governance. So let's first kind of break that down a little bit. What is corporate governance? Corporate governance are the rules, the laws, the regulations, and the best practices by which businesses should be operated, whether we're talking about an LLC, a corporation, or a non-stock/nonprofit. There are laws, regulations, and best practices that apply to how all of these types of businesses are operated and the way that their leaders make. Corporate governance are the rules, the laws, the regulations, and the best practices by which businesses should be operated, whether we're talking about an LLC, a corporation, or a non-stock/nonprofit. There are laws, regulations, and best practices that apply to how all of these types of businesses are operated and the way that their leaders make decisions about business issues. So corporate governance is a really important issue. It can absolutely be a weakness of small businesses, especially small businesses that are what are called closely held businesses, which are businesses where there are only a few shareholders, a few owners, and oftentimes a person who owns shares is also a director on the board of directors and may also be an officer, and there's really no outside market for those shares. So we're talking about corporations where the people who own the corporation, the shareholders, are often the same as the people who make decisions about that corporation and the same as people who actually carry out those decisions. That can be a minefield of legal risk for anyone serving in those multiple roles. So this video on corporate governance is going to touch on fiduciary duties. Other videos in our corporate governance series are going to talk about conflict of interest transactions, and then also we'll touch on the role of shareholders, directors, and officers in the governance of any business. So stay tuned for this series to kick off, and let's first talk about fiduciary duties. Before we get to the substance of today's video, here's a quick announcement about an exciting innovation that we're launching at Dunlap Law. We're launching an exciting innovation called Learning Communities. It's targeted to micro and small business owners who think they can't afford legal counsel. Check out the link below and sign up for updates. Thanks. Now let's get into today's video. So, what are fiduciary duties? Well, in the corporate law context, there are two main duties that anyone who is governing, leading, running a business has to either shareholders or, and sometimes to the business itself. So the first fiduciary duty is called the duty of loyalty. The duty of loyalty means that as a leader of the business, if you're serving in the role of an officer, a director, or in some contexts even a shareholder, you have to have a duty of loyalty to the business first. That means that the North Star that should guide all your decision making is the question, what is in the best interest of this business? So whenever you go to make a decision, the best interest of the business, your loyalty to the business should be your guiding principle. If you find yourself making decisions that are not necessarily in the best interest of the business, perhaps they benefit one or more of the business's owners, or perhaps they benefit a vendor, or there could be a number of situations where the people making decisions about the business and about what the business should do or spend money on or who they should hire, if you are making decisions that are not in the best interest of the business, then you are running the risk of violating your duty of loyalty. And yes, you can be sued for that. The other main fiduciary duty that anyone running a business should keep in mind is called the duty of care. The duty of care means that you can't just throw spaghetti at the wall as you try to make a decision and see what sticks. You have to take care in making a decision that is based on facts, it's based on evidence. You may need to reach out to professionals to get guidance as you make this decision. Perhaps you need to talk to an accountant to fully understand the tax implications of a decision. Perhaps you need to talk to a corporate attorney to understand or a business attorney to understand the implications of signing a particular lease or a contract. You cannot simply make decisions arbitrarily or randomly without potentially risking the violation of your duty of care. You have to take care as you make decisions that are in the best interest of the business. Those are the two broadest fiduciary duties that any business person owes to their business and perhaps to the shareholders in that business. The duty of loyalty first, which is making decisions in the best interest of the company, and then the duty of care, which is making decisions based on logic, an assessment of facts, evidence, and then counsel from outside experts who are the professionals you can rely on as you make decisions about your business. So make sure that if you are a business owner, you are fulfilling your fiduciary duties to that business. I hope this video has been helpful. If so, please like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned for our other videos in the corporate governance series.